friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Amanda. So in today's What's for Dinner video, I've got some really quick, easy, and delicious meal ideas for you. These were all meals that were made with pantry ingredients. I did not have to go to the store for any of these ingredients, and or they were from my freezer or refrigerator. And they were all made in 20 minutes. Can you even believe that? I mean, I don't think you can even like get in your car and drive to somewhere to get to go that fast. So, and definitely get back home too. So these are super quick, easy recipes. I think you're really going to enjoy them. Now this video is also really special because it's actually in collaboration with my friend Danny over at Life with Danny. She does grocery hauls, meal prep, school lunch videos, all kinds of fun stuff. So I think you'll really enjoy her channel. I would love it if you would head over there after you watch my video, show her some love, and let her know I sent you. I know she's going to have something delicious for you too. If you're coming over to my channel from Danny's channel, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. I do all kinds of what's for dinners, recipe videos. It's really all about the food here. So if that sounds like something you might like, I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube family, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. I'm always trying to plan lots of delicious and yummy recipes for y'all, and I'm always excited to share them with you. But go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you're excited to see these super quick meals, and let's go ahead and get into the video. So we're going to get started on our one pan ham and cheese pasta. This was such a simple recipe and it was really good too. So I'm just cutting up my ham. Now you could even save more time here and use the diced ham they already sell in the store. You can get a package of diced ham. You could also use frozen onions here if you don't want to cut an onion, because I'm also going to be cutting an onion. But lots of ways to even shave off even more time, even though this was a super fast meal. Like I mentioned, these are all like 20-minute meals. So quick, so easy, and really delicious too. So I'm just going to melt my butter in my skillet, and then we're going to go ahead and saute our onion just until it's softened, and then we'll add in our garlic and saute that for about 30 seconds, and then we'll add our ham in and cook that for a minute as well. Now I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely love one pot meals. They're just so handy. Definitely helps a lot, you know, when it comes to dishes. It just really makes it such an easy meal and quick meal too. And this one was really good. And I think you could even, if you wanted to, maybe add in some veggies with this. If you wanted to, maybe like some green beans, or if you wanted to maybe saute up some asparagus with this, because, you know, asparagus and ham kind of go together. So I feel like you could even kind of expand on this. But a lot of times recipes you can really tweak and kind of make your own. So now we're just adding in our pasta. We're also going to add in our chicken stock, half and half, and some pepper. I didn't choose to add any salt in this because of the fact that you've got the salty ham, and we're going to add cheese in here, so I felt like that was going to be good enough. But definitely add that in if you would like. Now once we get all these ingredients in here, we're just going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to turn the heat down. I turned mine down to like a 2. That's kind of like my simmer spot on my stove. I think everybody's stoves probably are kind of a little different, so just wherever your simmer spot is, that's where you kind of want it. And I went by the package directions. So my package said to cook it for I think 11 minutes or something like that. So that's what I did. So make sure you kind of look at the pasta you're using, and that way it kind of will give you a guide of how long to cook it. Now once that it's cooked for those 11 minutes, I went ahead and added in my cheese. The recipe called for 1.5 cups of Monterey Jack. I actually used sharp cheddar because I didn't have any Monterey Jack. But then I got to stirring it around, and I had just a little bit left, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and put it all in. So I probably put kind of closer to like, you know, 2 cups, but not quite. But this was, like I said, really good. You just stir it around, get that cheese all good and melted, and it was just such a tasty dish. My son loves ham, and so he was really excited for this, and he loves macaroni and cheese too, and that's kind of, I mean, kind of what you got here just a little bit. So but this was really delicious. I definitely recommend this recipe. Now we're going to make some chicken, bacon, and ranch quesadillas with some Tex-Mex rice. So we're just going to go ahead and get started on our Tex-Mex rice. I've added some oil to my pan over medium heat, and we're going to go ahead and toast up our rice. You're going to want to kind of brown it slightly. I sometimes, if I'm in a hurry, I go a little less on this. Sometimes I do a little more. It just kind of depends on what you have time for. So don't feel like you have to get it all golden brown or anything. But when you start seeing little brown, you know, golden brown bits, you're good. And then I added in some garlic powder, and we're going to add in our chicken stock, some salsa, and some corn. Now I use canned corn, but you can use fresh, you can use frozen, whatever you have on hand will work just fine. I just love the like texture that the corn gives to it, and the salsa gives a lot of like, you know, little bits, you know, in there of like the tomatoes and the peppers and different things like that. And you can use whatever salsa you like. I think it's called like Newman's Own, I think is the one I usually get. And mine's always mild because I'm not a huge spice fan. So you can definitely feel free to use, you know, whichever one you'd like to use here. Now we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to cover it, turn it down again to my simmer spot, which is a 2 for me, and let it cook for 20 minutes. And while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and get started on our quesadillas. So I'm making chicken, bacon, and ranch quesadillas. And y'all, they were so good. Now I'm just using my griddle. That makes really quick work of this. Plus I don't think I have a skillet that would have fit these tortillas. These are pretty large ones. But I just buttered my griddle, and then we're just laying down the tortillas. And I'm just going to layer some cheese, some chicken that I already had cooked on hand, and then a little bit of bacon. I just did the like microwavable pre-cooked bacon and crumbled it up. And you can also do like just bacon bits if you wanted to buy those or something like that too. However you like to do it's fine. And then on one of them I went ahead and spread a little bit of the ranch on. I didn't put ranch on all of them because some of, you know, my family members don't, you know, aren't really big fans of ranch. And so, you know, that's what I love about quesadillas, is you can kind of make it your own. You can customize it so easy for each person's likes and dislikes. And so you could also make this like the recipe I kind of went by had you making it up together, like the cheese and the chicken and the ranch and doing that all together, and that would work too, but this was just easier for me since I was doing some with ranch, some without ranch, and that type of thing. So but once we've gotten our chicken on there and the bacon on there, you're going to top it again with some cheese, and then just fold over that tortilla, and just make sure you flip them at some point to make sure both sides get nice and crisp and the cheese gets all good and melty. And y'all, this griddle makes such nice work of so many things. I can't believe I have not had a griddle until just like within the last year or so, because I love doing pancakes on it, French toast, the quesadillas make quick work on here, all kinds of stuff like that. There's just so many different things you can do with it. So I don't know how I made it this long without it. I'm really thankful to have it now. So but like I said, just keep doing this process for however many tortillas you want to make or how many quesadillas you want to make. These were definitely a big hit at our house. I don't know if y'all watched my last video with like the appetizers, game day appetizers, but we did little mini quesadillas, and I realized how much I love quesadillas, and I had not had them in a while and kind of forgot how good they were. And so I was really excited to try this with the chicken bacon ranch. It just made such a yummy combo. I really enjoyed that too. So now here our rice is done. You're just going to fluff it up, try to get all that corn mixed, you know, in there well and everything. And it was really good. Like, I love that rice. You could also add more seasonings to that if you want to, you know, cumin, chili powder, whatever you want to do. Like, make it your own, you know. And here are our delicious quesadillas, our rice, and I've got some of that salsa that I made for the game day video, and then some sour cream. So delicious. So now we're going to get to making our one-pot hamburger helper. So most of y'all know I cook my ground beef up in bulk and keep it in the freezer already cooked. So all I had to do was thaw that in the microwave and throw it in the pan. If you didn't, of course, you would need to brown your hamburger first. Then we're going to add in our pasta. We're also going to add in some ketchup, Dijon mustard, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of salt, some pepper. The recipe also called for a couple other things. I left those out. I'll always put the notes down in the description box with the recipes on the changes I made so that y'all know exactly what I did, and that way you'll have them handy. So look down there for that. Now we're also going to add some broth in here. I use chicken broth, but you can use whichever you prefer. It even says you can use water, but I do think I would recommend using a broth. And we're going to bring this up to a boil. Once it gets to a boil, we're going to go ahead and cover it, turn it down to simmer, and then let it cook for, mine cooked for 7 minutes. I went by the directions on the macaroni package instead of the recipe because I didn't want to overcook or anything like that. Don't want to end up with mushy pasta. So make sure you check your directions on your pasta. Remove it from the heat once it's fully cooked. Add in your sour cream and stir that in really well. Then put it back on the heat and add in your shredded cheese. It did recommend you hand shred cheese instead of using packaged because it just melts better in this recipe. But go ahead and get that all mixed in, and then it'll be done. So now this did end up being a little soupy at first, After it sat for a little bit in the pan, it was fine. So I would recommend letting it sit for just a few minutes, and that pasta will kind of absorb some of that extra liquid. But this had a lot of flavor. We really did enjoy it so much. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to head over and check out Danny's channel. I have all her information linked below. I know she's got something delicious just waiting for y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.